Y'all ready?
Yep.
Okay, let me get my... Do we need to do a initial try, or are we good recording?
I think we're good recording. I already did it with Kyle just to make sure that both he and I sound sound loud and clear on that gravy train.
On that gravy train, okay.
Oh
well,
my
that's good.
That's brought to you by Gravy Train.
Yeah, do y'all actually is there still a dog food gravy train?
That could be.
There might be.
Yeah, I'm about to find out.
If so, there needs this episode of the Fathergamer podcast needs to be brought to you by Gravy Train and Old Roy, the dog food that turns all of your dog's turds red.
It is. It's still a dog food.
Oh my god. Like, okay, officially, this episode is called The Gravy Train. So, you're welcome.
Welcome to the Fathergamer podcast.
So everybody, welcome to an episode of the Fathergamer podcast, brought to you by Gravy Train. So, you're welcome.
Perfect.
So, let's go ahead, let's get started. We have a not new voice, but new voice in this episode. It's been a little while. Mike, welcome back. No.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah,
it's a
sorry
pleasure
to tell you. But you got your pink slip. You're gone, Mike.
Okay.
Your gravy train has ended.
Wah.
We've got Kyle back.
That's good to be back.
Do we actually have a name for you yet, other than Kyle? Like we've gone through 3 or 4 different.
There's like at least 2 or 3. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, all I can tell you is I at least know my streaming base at this point is Waffle Daddy, so it only fits with the Fathergamer podcast.
Okay, Waffle Daddy. We'll go with Waffle Daddy. That's fine for now, at least. Because, I think we have at least, if you go back and listen to old episodes of the show, we've tried to start you at least 2 or 3 different Twitter accounts. And
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, poor Kyle. It is like,
Well, I mean, there's Metal X25, and then there's Kyle the Car.
Yeah, but there's no telling if he even knows the login at this point.
Luckily,
there's digital cobwebs on all of that. So.
Oh, no, that's true. I at least maintain whichever one is logged into my phone currently. I don't post, I just read stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, tunnel looker. Yeah, I'm kind of... Well, now that my Twitter got hacked and I have the newer Twitter account, I used to be like pretty, like go for it out there kind of Twitter posting. And now I'm such a lurker. I just sit there and go, yeah, that's cool. It's kind of like, what's the point? Like, oh well.
Look, the real Eric Gibbs replied back.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I mean, it's not as bad as my Facebook. My Facebook account is now like just, basically. It's like, oh yeah, I have a Facebook. And then I'll check it and realize, like, the other day I checked it and like I found out somebody had passed away that was and it wasn't a real close family member, but it was like somebody I haven't known but they passed away like last year. And I just found out about it and I was so bad. So, yeah, but isn't that the way though? Like, is Facebook kind of dying out for everybody for the most part?
Well,
I mean,
it doesn't help that they do like the top feed options. And so like people that you actually want to look for don't show up.
Yeah, and then it didn't help when grandma or great grandma got on Facebook either. It stopped being like, this is my cool thing that I do with my friends to, oh yeah, grandma's posting like her muffin recipe. Yeah, or
how do I post a picture again?
or her completely crazy political rantings that you're just like, okay, I didn't realize Grandma was a Nazi. So, I mean, you're just kind of like, maybe these are things I didn't want to know. So,
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. But
I'm going back to MySpace. Post Blink-182 is my intro post.
Well,
like,
what was the friend? What was everybody's friend?
Todd. I think.
Yeah,
Todd or Tom.
Sitting there. It's like, I knew the day would come when they would be back. So, well, I was on MySpace up until like a few years ago because it became like this hub of music. It became music. Like that's
all
what
it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, I have no idea. Nothing on the internet is what it was supposed to be.
That is not true. Pornhub is exactly what I thought.
Now people post gaming things on there. So
it's a streaming service. That is what it
is a streaming service. Yes,
thought it was going to be.
But anyway, well, this is what episode is this, Mike?
95.
Yes.
95 of the Fathergamer podcast. Welcome. We're here with Kyle and with Mike Silverhawks and Ovals Petty, and we are going to talk about a lot of nerdy things, a lot of fun, geeky things, and just sit back and enjoy and let them roll into your ear holes, I guess. I don't know. It sounds gross no matter how I say it. One of the things I like to do at the beginning of the episode now, Kyle, is kind of talk about like just nerdy things. Yeah. Nerdy things that we've been up to, like just weird, I don't know, like things that, maybe either comic, not necessarily weird, but just either comics or gaming, or not gaming, we'll do that later, but just stuff that might fit into that fandom thing that might just be outside of the norm if you're doing that. If not, that's cool, but you can pay attention to next time and realize maybe that you're doing it, because I sure as shit, now that I've paid attention to it, realized how oddly nerdy my day-to-day is, and I'm surprised I've been married this long, to be honest. So, okay, I'll get the ball rolling. I have been really, really, really into redoing a shelf with this. I keep getting it wrong. It's Mod Podge, but I keep calling it every other terminology known to man, with old comic book pages. I'm turning shelves into like this super nerdy shelf to hold all my comics and trade paperbacks and all that kind of stuff, and it's been one of the most painful things I have ever done in my entire life, because it's so counter to what I do as a collector of comics. I do not tear, I do not dent. I've had that implanted into my head with comics ever, and now I'm ripping pages out of, even though they're crappy, like falling apart comics. It is the hardest thing. Like, I think I would almost rather just throw kids into volcanoes than to tear these pages out of these comic books. It is so hard. I feel really weird doing it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. But so I've been doing that a lot. Anyone else been doing anything that's anywhere remotely that nerdy? That weird. Great.
Not as nerdy. I just drive by and flip off kids
and throw them in volcanoes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You said volcanoes, throwing them, so I just thought I'd just be like, "Hey, you fucking
hey, yeah." No,
get off my lawn.
Well, I thought it would be like the coolest looking thing to have like all these big action comic book things on the bookshelf that houses all of my comics. And now it's become this just incredibly painful thing, and I'm kind of through the midway point now. And Tara's like, we don't have to do this. And I'm like, no, I've already started. I can't. It's like
I can't go back now.
It's gonna burn if I don't keep going. So I found at Half Price Books. I found like a bin of like 25 10-cent comics that are barely held together, and then Kyle, I don't think would remember this, and you barely do, but Mike, but the old Saturday morning cartoon, they had like Mr. T, the animated show, and like Punky Brewster and all that kind of stuff. I found a whole bunch of like full page, like 2-page, like advertisements inside the comic books for the old Saturday morning stuff. And so I started taking the nails, like the staples out of the comic book, so that I'm actually going to frame some of those pictures, because it's kind of cool. Just, I don't know, kind of nerdy and kind of fun to have hanging on the wall of stuff I remember as a kid. And then I thought about it, like these staples have been inside this comic book since like the 80s. And I don't know, it was a weird thought of like, I felt like an Indiana Jones moment, like these belong in a museum kind of like moment. Like, why? It's nothing that important in the grand scheme of things. But to me, it was like, these need to be preserved. These should be melted down and turned into something. I don't know. It was really weird for me to be that fixated on. That's not that weird for me to be fixated on stupid stuff. Never mind. But anyway,
you forged like this little miniature sword.
Yeah, Grogu's armor for the Mandalorian. But been doing that. Been reading a lot of old comics. Found even more of Ghostbuster comics. I was talking about in the last 2 episodes, but I found a big allotment of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics, like kind of a recent run from issue 80 something up until like 120, which really good. Like I feel robbed as a geek and as someone who's a fan that we have not been getting these stories anywhere else. These are like bits and pieces of them are very much the stuff we know as Turtle fans. Like I don't, Kyle, I don't know how much a Turtle fan you are.
I enjoy the Turtles for sure. I mean,
did you watch like a lot of the cartoons, or
I watch it here and there? Like,
well, as a kid from, I want to say though, as a kid from like the 80s and 90s, but like there has literally been an incarnation, like some version of the Turtles, pretty much every generation since they've come out. Like I've pretty much gone through each one of them. But anyway, this current run has Eastman and Laird back together again a lot of times, and the original creators, and it's got a couple other really amazing creative people involved in it. But they've taken the best bits and pieces from the movies, from the animated projects, from everything, and kind of put them together. And this huge event like happened at issue 100 that is just holy shit. I did not see it coming. It was like, I think we're in 120 130 now, so that's like 30 issues ago, but it was like holy shit. It is a fantastic thing, and I know we're getting a Ninja Turtles animated movie. Seth Rogen's company has it coming out sometime next year, and I'm hoping some of this stuff is sprinkled throughout, especially one specific incident that happens in issue 100. But they've even added, in the 90s, there was a female turtle. Do you remember this, Mike? The Venus de Milo?
Yeah, you mentioned it to me the other day.
Yeah, there was a live action TV series which was kind of like Power Rangers, budget-ish kind of thing,
right?
And they had Venus de Milo character, and the original creators, from what I understand, hated her. Like, she was not a character that both. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, sorry, I didn't mean that. What, her band, like light blue?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's correct. I'm not entirely sure. I don't even remember what her weapon of choice was either. But
dildo.
Yes, entirely. She was from the Saints Row version of the Turtles, but she ended up getting kind of like just tossed aside and like, okay, she never existed. Well, and they were like, we're never bringing her back. Well, the current group being of people that are working on the Turtles now have brought in this new character named Jenica, who has become the 5th turtle. So we finally actually do have a female turtle, and she's a badass. Like, she's got like the I forgot what names the weapons are, but they're like the claws, like the ninja claws.
The cat claws. The cat of nine tails, or not? No, that's a different one.
I want to say Tanaka, but that's not right. It's
Hold on, I got you.
Yes, look it up for us. But she's a badass. Like, she's a badass character, and from what I understand, was it called
the Tekokagi?
Yes. And she is just a great character, and I'm just absolutely gone down that rabbit hole of reading all the comics, because there's like 2 special like sets of storylines with her, and including the main storyline, and she's just a great character. And I've heard that Venus now is going to pop up in the series. They're just like, screw it, we'll bring her back.
With canon. Yeah,
but we're going to make her do it. We're going to make it right, and not that god awful thing from the 90s. So anyway, that's been my comic stuff. The reason, though, that I have been so deep into Ninja Turtle stuff, really, to be honest, is because of the recent, and I'm going to go ahead and go into what's in your system to start this off.
What's in your system?
The recent Cowabunga collection that just came out. I picked up the Switch version of the collection. I think, Mike, you picked up the PS4
PlayStation one, yeah.
But it's the PS4/PS5 version.
Right.
Okay. I don't know, like, in this group, I don't know how much. I know you and I, Mike, had a bit of a discussion about, what specific games were in the order of release and whatnot. But I can tell you this, what I remember. I remember playing the extremely hard original Nintendo Turtles game and not liking it. Like, I remember it coming out. This isn't the arcade game. This was just a Ninja Turtles game.
Yeah.
That was sort of a side scroller. I remember not liking it at all. Still not a huge fan, but it's in this collection. This collection, in case you don't know, has 13 base games, and then most of the games have either the Japanese version, the arcade version, or some combination of both. And then there are Game Boy versions of Ninja Turtles games, and so forth and so on. the games themselves are really well done. Unfortunately, some of the online play does have some issues, and this apparently is across the board. Kind of sucks. I'm really hoping that gets patched, but as far as the couch co-op goes, as far as the playing it by yourself, they are as close to pristine as I've ever gotten, especially when some of these games go for at minimum $75 to $300 to find outside of this collection. And the fact that all of them together are $40. And on top of it, you have advertisements from the 80s and 90s for all of the games. Like, you have this huge wealth of covers from comics, from episodes, from the various TV shows. It shows pictures and rundowns. Like, it is a huge, like, library of Ninja Turtle, just awesomeness if you're a fan. The only thing it doesn't have in it is the DC superhero
Injustice,
the Injustice for that, and the current Knockout City. That's, like, I think the only two things I can think of. I think there was also a few really, really rough like 360 games that came out that were pretty bad from what I remember. But overall, like, I don't know how much you played, Mike, but these are really well done.
I played a little bit of the arcade one, the first one.
The first arcade. Did you play the arcade, or did you play?
I played the arcade one.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely different. Yeah. Like, I don't know how much, Kyle, you played of any of these games, but I'm sure at some point you've played the difference between an arcade release and the home console release of certain games. And you can definitely feel the feed me Seymour, feed me more coins aspect of some of the arcade games comparative to the home console games. They're a lot friendlier to the player.
100%.
Like, the arcade games, like, I was sitting there playing Turtles in Time, which is that is an incredibly hard version of any of the Turtles games to find in arcade format. Like, it is a very hard game to find, and it's so flippin' hard. Like, I'm just sitting there, it's like, thank God I have God mode, essentially, because there's no way. Yeah. There's no way I am beating this. I would be pumping quarters into this son of a bitch, right, constantly. But it's beautiful. Like, it's even on the Switch. It's just so pretty, even for how old the game is. But then all the love that's thrown into the creation of this collection. I don't know. I'm incredibly happy. And if you're a fan of Ninja Turtles, I just can't imagine not spending the $40 and getting this game. If you like.
Speaking of the God mode option, or God mode in general, not just the rewind option, but did you notice that you could give yourself extra lives?
Oh, yeah. You can, like,
basically infinitely. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just keep adding quarters. Yeah. Oh, no. I noticed that almost instantly when I started playing Turtles in Time, because I was just like, dear Lord, there's no way I'm going to beat this.
I set myself up to, like, I think I'm currently at 76 on my save game. Just because.
Well, then I went in and played Hyperstone Heist, which is a very, almost like Turtles in Time, but it was the Sega Genesis or Master System, whatever, so, depending on whatever part of the world you live in. And I'm sitting there playing it over, and after I beat the arcade game, and I was realizing, one, there are definitely different characters, there's different scenarios, even in the same game from arcade to console releases. And it is. They're just quarter feeders. You can tell that there's a huge difference in play style, and it's a shame to remember because like I have such good memories of beating like this and the Simpsons arcade game and the X-Men game, and I know if I go back and play them, they're all probably very similar concept of just feed me quarters kind of thing.
Battletoads was that way too.
Well, Battletoads was just
worse.
Yeah, that was an actual Battletoads had a console release, and it was just hard, no matter what on that.
Well, both
game.
the arcade and the console one, yeah, exactly.
There is no easy Battletoads.
Yeah.
That's
there is, just not play it.
It's
that's true.
It's like Mega Man basically at that point. Yeah, like it's extremely hard.
I think I'd rather take Mega Man.
Yeah, I was about to say I would rather play Mega Man than I would play Battletoads. It I'm just never been one of those punish me. I'm a bad gamer. Punish me kind of
rogue style.
Things.
Yeah,
like. I mean, we just get good. What's the game that we played, Kyle?
Yes.
Got drunk.
Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead. That's about as close to that kind of game as I'm gonna do, and that's about as close to doing that as I'm gonna do it. Period. Because that was just
game was hard. It was great.
But this is very similar. Like this is very, very similar, and even some of the more friendly home versions of these games are
still pain in the ass.
Still pain in the ass, but I mean, you have the ability. I mean, part of me in my brain is I do hear the get good thing going over and over again. But at the other side of it, I remember even as a kid being like, okay, these are hard, and I had infinitely better reflexes as a youngling,
right?
And so, but I highly recommend this. Also, highly recommend picking up the comics and that are out recently. And like I said, the covers for the recent comics, even I think all the way up into almost what I'm reading right now, are in this collection, which is pretty badass, to be honest.
Just the covers, though, right?
Just the covers, yeah. They're not going to be that cool and give you all like 130 issues of the.
Here's all the digital
comic.
Downloads. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. But
which would be amazing if they did.
And sometime in the near future, I will be able to do a review of the Shredder's Revenge. But I did decide to wait and get the physical version through limited run, and we all know that can take whenever to be released on limited run games. So
it's a decent 6 months or so.
Yeah,
once it's officially completed.
So, which is exciting to look forward to. The other thing I have been playing within the Ninja Turtles thing, and I will fully admit that I started playing this entirely because of Ninja Turtles. Do you guys remember Knockout City? It got released right around, I think, the beginning of the pandemic, if I remember correctly, somewhere.
No clue.
Yes, I do. The dodgeball game.
Yeah, it's literally dodgeball.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I can't remember, but I think it was a paid game, and I had a review copy of it, and I remember playing it going, okay, this is interesting. Okay, I'm done. Like it wasn't my cup of tea at the time, and there was a lot more going on in the world, and it just, it wasn't my thing. And I will fully admit, they pulled me back with Ninja Turtles, like the ability to play as the Ninja Turtles, even though still don't understand why we don't get them in Fortnite, but whatever. That's fine. We'll get into that some other day. But I really, really am impressed with how they've stepped up and have learned and have evolved the mechanic within the game. I mean, it's a simplistic mechanic. I mean, it's throw the ball, catch the ball, charge the ball, throw the balls to your friends, juggle the balls. There's a lot of balls in this, and there's variations on each. There's different kinds of balls. There's like a sniper one, a moon one. There's all these different levels and stuff, and they have season like every other game nowadays like this that's free to play now. But I have to say, they have done a very fun, it is a really fun palate cleanser kind of game. Like, if you're tired of playing like Apex or Fortnite or something like that and need a little bit of a breather to play something a little more arcadey, and I would recommend this. Like, Ninja Turtles are not. Like, Ninja Turtles definitely pulled me in. But even after they're gone, I'm 100% going to come back and play this. Like, it's not a full time. Like, I'm not going to sit here and play it like hardcore, probably. But like, I can 100% see me coming back every season, checking it out, seeing what's going on, and playing, especially if friends jump on and tent.
Well, I have it because it was free. I don't know if it's free to play in general, but it was free at one point, and I grabbed it.
It's free to play now. I don't know if I don't think it was originally.
It may not have been originally, yeah.
I know it is now. So, and I know I believe it's crossplay. Because I think it was an EA thing, and then now it's I don't know. It's like it's kind of in this weird area where I don't think it's part of EA anymore. But I think EA still does stuff like to help release it or something like that. Like, I don't quite understand it, but I would definitely recommend picking it up if you like kind of a sporty sort of. I don't know. Do y'all remember the old dodgeball, like Super Nintendo dodgeball game?
I never had the Super NES, so I'm not familiar with it. No.
Okay. I would recommend. I would love to actually see you and Kyle and like a few other people try it with me and see what y'all think, because I want to see outside of my Ninja Turtle colored glasses to see if maybe I'm just being like, oh, this is really cool because I get to play as Donatello, or if it's actually fun. But I think it's actually pretty fun.
We still need to play Arcade-Geddon also.
What?
Look, go ahead, Mike.
I said we still need to play Arcade-Geddon also.
Well, that's fine, but I'm would play this one first if we can.
I mean, clearly, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
You can dodge a ball, and then if you can dodge a turtle, well, you can die. But
if you can clearly dodge the gravy train, you can dodge a ball.
Absolutely. But it's I don't know. What have you guys been playing? Anything cool besides the Ninja Turtles arcade for Mike?
You can go first, Mike.
I mean, I'm playing Fortnite still. I'm trying to get the last little remnants of like the Battle Pass characters.
I think I've got like 1 or 2 characters left. There's really not much left.
I'm in the last like 1 or 2 pages, so I'm in the gold character section now.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Does this season feel really long to you?
It seems long, yeah. But it's just probably because I had COVID and I like stopped playing for a while.
Well, that's the thing. I did too, and I've been playing this, and I pretty much have everything. So that's why I'm kind of like, and I got all the Dragon Ball stuff.
I was thinking it was gonna end quicker, so I was trying to like force my way through it all.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of like, okay, this seems really long. I don't know why, and you and I are both, Kyle, Mike and I are both currently reading the Fortnite comic that's out. That's it's got a tie-in with Marvel.
Issue 4 should be coming soon.
Yes, can't wait. But there's been in the game itself hasn't been that much of the tie-in, which has been really weird. So that's why I'm kind of hoping that maybe at the beginning of next season, that's what we'll lead into. But I don't know.
Speaking of the tie-ins or not thereof,
I
just finished this week. Well, not this week because this is Monday. Last week, I finished a series of the quests that the AI gave me, and
within the game,
within the game, and you find their helmets, and the imagined, you find her wing set. So I think that is the aftermath of the comics run, because I have a feeling there's going to be something in the comic that links to those situations.
I'm going to be really ticked if they're like, "Oh yeah, all of this happened off screen." I'm going to be
it did technically. It's a Zero War, kind of like Secret War with Marvel.
So. I guess so. I don't like that because I was kind of hoping in the crossover that we got with DC. It was actively
part of it. Yeah, exactly.
And then, when they brought out Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, he popped up in the comic, and I was kind of hoping that maybe in like issue 4 we'd all of a sudden see like Dragon Ball characters mixed in with Marvel characters, because we could finally answer, who was going to win, Goku versus Superman.
Right. Kurt's the cowardly dog.
That would be amazing.
I like the answer, Stanley's answer. Who would win is whoever I
want it to be. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whoever I want to win. So, but it would be Courage the Cowardly Dog. But damn
it.
That I guess we're at the end of Fortnite for the season. So
close to it. Yeah.
And then Kyle, what you been up to? What's in your system?
Well, a few things. All right. So let's start from the beginning.
Porn.
Long time ago. No, Mike, that's coming up. Long time ago in a far away place.
Porn.
Oh, don't do that to me. That has been all over TikTok, and that has been stuck in my freaking head, and I hate it. I can't hate the kid. Whoever was like, let's put this on frickin' TikTok, and just
I like the corn.
I'm
gonna see it now.
I'm gonna see it 70 times tomorrow. Watch it. So to start, the major thing that I have been playing has been Destiny. I have gone back in with the group and playing Destiny because they brought our old fun friend back from Destiny 1, the King's Fall raid.
Nice.
So Oryx has made his return. Eric, I remember we actually talked about this in our raid group, me and Colby. Now you were in there, and we would talk about the first time we did King's Fall, beat it after a while, and how it's one of the best raids that Destiny 1 ever had outside of Wrath of the Machine.
It was. Well, I don't think I remember when was Wrath? Because
the one after it was the one with the red Siva stuff and whatnot, and it was.
Yeah,
its final boss was a pain, but it was a good one.
I sunk 5 years, maybe more, into Destiny. It's very hard for me. Like, I'm nervous as shit to even make the space on my hard drive on my PS5. Like, I'm scared to death. Like, part of me is like, I feel like those World of Warcraft people that finally got out.
Right.
And so,
I know exactly what you mean.
I'm terrified that I'm just like, because I keep seeing the video and then they're like, look at the new stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, we're not part of Activision. I'm like, yeah, I know, but shut up,
And
please, shut up. And then here's some Fortnite stuff. We're in Fortnite. No, fucking shut up, stop.
Yeah,
It's because they were
Stop.
advertising the new season.
They fucking got me, man. They fucking got me. I swear to you, like after, because this was all because of their launch. They did their video press conference and they were showing off the new expansion coming out. I believe it's February. It's February, March. Called Lightfall. And
it's that
it is
far
funny.
away? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's really far.
So and it's funny. Your good friend Ross, I noticed on his post after Lightfall was announced, mentioned that it looked exactly like the Buzz Lightyear movie text, and now I look at it and I can't think of it any other way than the stupid Buzz Lightyear movie text.
Okay,
font.
That's
it
what Ross
really
does
does.
for a living. That's what Ross does for a living. He does graphic.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's done that to me too.
That's great.
He's done that to me so many. We used to have a podcast together, and he would ruin things for me forever. And I love Ross. I love you, buddy. But you would say stuff like that all the time because it's so yes. That's
I give it to him. It straight up does. I was like, motherfucker, he's not wrong.
You know what though? I would be okay with Buzz Lightyear in Destiny though. I will tell you that, especially the new Buzz Lightyear movie stuff. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I mean, the story's getting interesting. Anyway, Lightfall is the end to the Destiny, like what everything has been going on in general since, I guess, Destiny 1. It is the end.
Okay.
To it. So it is the end all with, because big stuff had happened within the Witch Queen. Very good.
10-year mark.
Yep.
That thing they talked about.
Yeah.
Yep. It is the Witch Queen was a very good expansion, did some good stuff since it was all about Oryx's sister, Savathun and whatnot. And then you finally get to see what the big baddie darkness dude is, and his name is the Witness, who's got like some smoky evaporation hair, but it's like his face. It's best to look it up. You need to like look it up, but his name is the Witness, and it just
all I'm gonna think of from now on though is, can I get a witness? That's all.
I get a witness?
Yeah.
And this goes into the fact of like it's gonna be a, I wouldn't say like open out war, but like you remember when Destiny 2 first came out and the first raid happened, the Leviathan raid, and you fought Callus. Callus teams up with the Witness, so he gets the Imperial army from the Cabal. So not only you're facing a new enemy, and
so wait, they're saying like this is the end, but is this the all now I'm thinking is this is the end? No. Is this the end of Destiny 2, or is this the end of like?
See, I wouldn't. That's the thing. So
I can't imagine them going, you know what? We got away from Activision, and we're gonna do Destiny, and this is it. This is it.
No, it's not going to be the end of the game for sure. I would more or less kind of like take it as like Marvel's phases, and then you get to the Infinity Saga. This is the end of like the Infinity Saga for them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then it'll probably go into a new storyline based thing.
It'll go in their Toy Story 2 phase.
I was about to be like, yep, it's going to go right into Toy Story 2. But no, they fucking got me, man. Like, since you were talking about Fortnite, I didn't even realize they put in Fortnite skins before I watched that thing. They showed off the Kitsune for the Warlock, which is the freaking kitty face and whatnot. I immediately bought it. I thought it looked dope as hell. Then watched the thing and mentioned it was Fortnite, and I was like, I hate myself.
Oh, so Destiny did a reverse? So they had Fortnite skins within Destiny?
They have Fortnite skins
within
Destiny.
Good on them. Amazing.
So yeah, because I'm running around with I was running around with one of the oh my god, I played Destiny for freaking 5 years with one of the little doodad. What's his name? The
Ghost.
Ghost. Thank you. I
had used to be Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, Dinklage.
The Dinklebot.
The Dinklebot, yeah.
And I did that. In Fortnite, they have the ghost as in one of your little things that you can emoticon, whatever things.
Yeah.
And I did it in before a match, and somebody was just like, literally, the guy yelled at me. He's like, "Why don't you go play Destiny, motherfucker?" And I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what the rage on this guy?
Pull
like,
the Hank Hill. What the heck?
What the hell? Like, it's like it didn't
That
make
boy ain't
any
right.
sense. It's like, why don't you go fly a dragon? Like, just okay. That's I'm excited for you, Kyle, because I love Destiny, and it is March. Like, I believe, like, that is such a far jaunt away. I could see me like going, okay, I'll freaking do it. Like, I'll bring it. It just kind of depends on how much money I have to sink into doing it. If I have to sink $100 into it, then yeah, you guys have fun. You're on your own. But if I have to sink like $50 maybe over the next,
it's thereabouts.
I don't think, because as of late they've been putting the expansions free.
Okay.
So,
but then there's also a season pass thing.
So yeah, so just like any other game, there is a season pass that they added, and this just more or less definitely came around when Activision left. But it's not just extra stuff; they actually add new storylines that build up to their upcoming expansions. So they do storylines that will lead into, like, before the Witch Queen came out, there was Season of the Hunt.
Yeah.
And Season of the Chosen, I believe. Anyway, pretty much, you remember Osiris?
Yeah,
from back in the day.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, his ghost dies. He becomes vulnerable to die for forever and whatnot. Come to find out, right before the Witch Queen came out, the Awoken Queen, who was supposed to be dead when Oryx pretty much shockwaved the entire Awoken kingdom base when they went to go fight Oryx forever back. Well, she comes back to life. She helps the Guardians and whatnot, and come to find out, Osiris is actually being possessed by Savathun. Savathun's been there from the beginning, and she has been twisting and turning and plotting and pretty much doing whatever she could find out to understand the light and all that. And so pretty much the Hive had access to the light.
Dear Lord, this sounds like a telenovela. Like, at this point, it's like, but she's secretly her sister's brother, and she's married to her twin's ex-cousin.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't make too much fun because, I mean, we read comic books and play and watch anime and play video games all the time. But it is funny how freaking close to a soap opera all this shit is now, and it is just, it's great.
Insert the shock in Spanish meme.
They do some insane stuff. But yeah, no, that was, when Activision had the helm of Bungie and whatnot.
Yeah.
The biggest complaint of everybody when expansions were coming out and whatnot is once you were done, there was nothing else to do.
Right.
And that's what I was always... when you take a look at...
It's in a book. It's reading.
But when you take a look, oh god, that was one of the worst things with Destiny was like, okay, read the cards or read a book or read whatever, and you're just like, just give me the damn story, in the story. I mean, this makes no damn sense why I'm not getting it. Why
I don't want to have to read the entire backlog of data.
And obviously, I'm someone who doesn't mind going and getting a comic book series and reading it like as someone who's reading all of the High Republic right now in 5 different formats, or reading the Fortnite comics, I'm okay doing with that. But as long as while I'm playing Fortnite, I feel like I'm getting a certain amount of story in a game that I really, honestly, shouldn't be giving us anywhere near as much story as it does. And a game like Destiny should be feeding us story constantly. It should be, especially with Bungie and their idea of, I think it's every 45 seconds or every 30 seconds, something like that. There's supposed to be a wow factor or something. And it was getting to the point that it wasn't there.
It wasn't there anymore.
It just, you get to a point, it'd be about, 2 or 3 times a year, we would play really hardcore and then it would be done, and we would put it up and put it on the shelf, and then spend another $60 to play again for another 2 months at max, and then put it up again. And like, that was getting old, and I got to where I was like,
no,
this is just not fun.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people were.
And I kept hearing, you know, now that Activision's gone, it's really fun. And I'm just like, sure, that sounds cool, but I don't believe you. Like,
You've
I don't
done it to
believe
me
you.
before.
And I sunk 5 years, plus I was part of the early beta stuff and all that. So we're talking like 6+ years of playing that game and just feeling like, what did I accomplish? That was the other thing too, is like, we would do a raid and then everything we did was obsolete the very next season. Like, absolutely obsolete, and it wasn't worth anything. So
this magic Galahorn is now worth crap.
Yeah.
Well,
I know they have the whole Founders thing, which, by the way, I did love the Founders costume thing with like the stuff from Halo on the shoulders, like the
nice.
Yeah.
Like, that looked pretty dope. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, they even have stuff from all their games kind of thrown into one costume. That's pretty cool. But how are the Warlocks class? That's the ultimate. But I have to...
the thing about the Warlocks is they are, you know me, I've been a Warlock since the beginning.
Forever.
And
me too.
And
the glass
boy, in PvE, depending on which one you roll with, golly, they are just usually top tier. There's always a Warlock necessarily needed, depending on what you do. Just because you have the healing and all that. Like, they're the utility. When you get into PvP, it all depends. Hunters are usually at the top at PvP, just because
that's always
mobility.
How it's been.
What?
And you have the whole glass cannon thing going on with you just like how hunters look. But
hey, I am hunter forever.
But
hush your mouth.
But
you want your pretty hunter.
They're really good.
It's a good class.
This is how the game has evolved since Activision has thoroughly left. So everything you said in the beginning was, correct.
Of course that is. It's my show.
Now they've added the seasons where there's something new just like Fortnite, just like Apex. You have the couple months and it develops into a new story that's leading up to the big ultimate story expansion, and then you get more new seasonal content that has another story. So there's always something to do. They have now listened in terms of the communities and things like that, and 100% make old equipment viable and stuff like that again, depending on what you have. There's no sunsetting anymore, things like that. That is taken out. But they will buff and debuff stuff. So, my gosh, if you're going to talk about Galahorn's still one of the ultimate rocket launchers.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just messing with that one.
I was just going to say, grenade launchers have made their way. Right now, the kings of all damage are linear fusion rifles. Those things decimate. Like, for example, I was, like I said, running the raid the other night. I was the damage daddy. I did over 4,600,000 damage just on one boss.
Damn.
And
I would actually really love to just to load it up just to kind of see where I'm at. So do you know if I were to jump on, let's say tomorrow, okay, am I gonna have to? I know they had a free week of DLC and all that stuff, but like, what am I gonna have to buy like right out of the bat? Like, what is somebody that's jumping into Halo? I mean, into Bungie. What are they? Not Bungie, but Destiny. Whatever the hell it's called. What are they having to pick up and buy now?
So essentially, since if you're starting from scratch,
it's going to ask more or less. You have so much I mean, the newest one, of course, is going to be the Witch Queen. So the Witch Queen you would want for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You don't technically you can pick bits and pieces, of course. I'm going to look and see if they're still free.
They were active.
They had a free weekend like 1 or 2 weekends ago. And after that,
it was this week.
They had it. No, because you could have gotten it and you keep them forever. All you had to do was just download them, and they were yours.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh,
nice.
Bloody hell! I didn't know that.
That's how they've been doing it. Is like when they put them on for free, they're
actually
yours.
Free. Yeah, nice.
They're yours.
Okay, well, damn it! Now, I know.
Well, I was about to say. I mean. They mentioned that in their press conference, but I was like, you had to watch it.
I was gonna say like the way that they normally advertise it is free play weekend.
Yeah.
But it did mention specifically, I believe it said expansions are free this weekend, so that makes sense.
It does say free this week. Anyway, there were some that I heard people saying you get to keep it the entire time.
Right.
And then there are some I see that say, like, for the week, things like that. Pretty much the big thing right now is the Witch Queen is the one you want, because that's all the stuff current. And then when they make the back-end stuff free, you just get the back-end stuff, because that's just old content at this point.
So the Witch Queen is the one you're talking about?
That's the current one.
The $80 one?
No, I don't think that one's the one I think that comes with the season pass.
Yeah. The season pass is like $25, so it's like what, 40?
Season pass is 10, but it comes with some other stuff.
That's literally the most expensive. That would be the most expensive season pass for anything.
Season pass content's $10.
Somebody sent me $25 to do the season pass. That's all I can think of right now.
There is one where you have that's $25. That is all you get a bundle for 3 seasons essentially.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so
which makes sense that it's more expensive.
Yeah, because you'll technically, it's more expensive in the sense of at the term price, but if each season is $10, you get one for $5.
It's for $5, yeah. Exactly.
So, no, that's the big one you want right now. But they have also, like I was going to say, is they have updated like the classes, the light classes. They've done
very much updated it,
yeah, Void 3.0, Solar 3.0, and Arc 3.0.
Okay, for the solar
the light abilities. Yeah, so each Hunter, Warlock, and Titan has access to every grenade now. They're not locked between which classes you go between, some of the abilities and your aspects, and you can pretty much do just decimation. My Void 3.0 Warlock is just ridiculously stupid because you can have constant devour if you want, so you're just always gaining health while just chunking mini Nova bombs and stupid stuff
And there is a Hunter version of that, because I saw a guy online who's basically like, here's the specs, here's the equipment that you have to have on you as the suit. And basically, if you time it right, you're infinitely destructive.
The dark abilities are good. I'm just waiting for them to do their 3.0s if they ever decide to do it. Because pretty much the ice is super fun. The Warlocks, you could just throw infinite turrets that just turn everything to ice, and you just hide.
Oh, that's cool.
And whatnot. I have a turret build that's ridiculously good for high-end Grandmaster content.
The ice that he's talking about is stasis, by the way.
Yes,
I got it.
And then in Lightfall, there's going to be a new ability called the Strand. And that's what it's going to look like, is Destiny 2's getting Spider-Man abilities. So, you're going to be zooming across things and whatnot. I'm trying to remember what it was. The Warlocks get
oh gosh, they like turn into
Okay, you talked me into it. You talked me into it. I'm downloading it right now. So
3 spears or something that magically lock on to something. The hunters
Nice.
get like the rope and like kunai dart chain thing that'll get the
So
zip.
are they still doing like the wolf? What's it called? The
I think that's
like-
gone.
Are you talking about Iron Banner?
Yeah.
the Iron Banner and the wolf thing and all that kind of stuff.
They do Iron Banner 2 times every season. And then like there's always different
But you
things
don't
coming up.
you don't have that other extra place to go to. That's what I think he might be talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you
It's
don't have
just
to worry about.
it's just straight up Iron Banana, and that's it. The competition.
Yeah, so you don't have to go to the mountain to do any of that stuff.
But
It's all-
the mountain comes to you.
Yeah,
So-
the mountain comes to you. I mean, if you get on it now and get prepared, the Halloween event will probably
That's
start here
coming
soon,
soon,
and
yeah.
it'll be super fun.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing that I wanted to run with Fathergamer anyway, and with all of our stuff is like I'm even was thinking about popping onto Apex and whatnot. Is run through. I love the holiday stuff for all the different any of these things like Apex, Fortnite, Destiny, like. That's always some of the most fun, and usually playing with you guys and playing with just in general is really really fun to do.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to so we'll definitely talk more about my Destiny thing, and we'll talk more about Destiny. So you have to come on and be our Destiny guy now.
I was about to say, I mean, I feel like I'm like one of the guys, and I've learned so much from the clanmates that we've had.
Right, yeah.
But like the fact that like in general, then you had to mention Apex, and then me over here is like the person who's dabbled in Apex a lot as of late and actually trying to make a rank name of himself.
I will absolutely toot my own horn. I pulled everyone to Apex, guys. Y'all got to play Apex. You got to play Apex. And I did the complete, like, a whole thing and said, okay, guys, I'm glad you're enjoying Apex. I'm leaving.
I'm out.
Like, I'm out. I'm playing Fortnite.
Yeah. Yep. So I have had a lot of fun with that.
Apex looks like it's been a lot of fun. It's just the problem is there is just so much time in the day, and you can only really do 2 or 3 of these season things and really enjoy them. Like, I'm sure there are people that can do Destiny, Fortnite, Apex, and knock out, City and, whatever else. I'm sure there are people that can do all those seasons and juggle them just fine. The rest of us cannot do that. It's not possible. Plus, you're also talking like the cost of at least 1 or 2 decently priced games a month that you're paying for, with any kind of cosmetic items or anything that you're buying on top of it with any of these things. Because I'm sorry. We could all go, nah, I'm not going to buy but no. If you love a game, you're going to end up spending a little bit on something cosmetic. Like,
Fortnite.
It's just Fortnite.
Why did you have to out me like that? Like, I didn't want to buy a Fortnite skin in Destiny, but then it looked too good, and then I bought a Fortnite skin in Destiny.
The finances that have been spent on Fortnite between Mike and I on character stuff. Like I've been lucky between the generosity of Mike and a few fans. I've been lucky enough to not have to buy too much, but I literally, they need to increase their 100 character creator limit. Like you can set 100 characters in lockers. and so at any time you can pick one of those saves, and you can save like anything, like the emotes to the color of the weapons to the skin, to any of that stuff. You can do that 100 separate times, and both of us have that full.
Yeah,
in our lockers, and we're like, hey, can you guys go ahead and increase that by another, like, I don't know, 200-300? That would be nice. Because
I've definitely sunk a lot of money into it.
Yeah, way too much. And then the seasons themselves cost, X amount every season.
For the battle
even though
pass
I have
itself,
stopped,
or
I
even
have
the Fortnite
stopped.
crew. Yeah,
In Fortnite crew, they don't. In Fortnite, they have Kyle. They have a for like $12 US every month. They have a crew that gives you. Granted, I think it's not a bad buy because you get a skin, you get a back bling, you usually get something else, and you get 1,000 points, which is pretty much paying for the skin, if not more, of whatever you're getting, depending on the character. Because some months, it's definitely not worth it.
and they also send you things every once in a while that are unannounced.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's just like, here's a new thing from the Fortnite crew.
Pigs.
Like mid-season, you're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. I've gotten.
What'd you say, Kyle?
I said dick pics.
Yes, they just send you dick pics.
They just send you dick pics in the middle, and you're just like, oh, they're just unwarranted. That's weird.
In Texas, they would go to jail. But anyway, but that has pretty much been what's in your system, at least that I know of. You guys good on what's in your system?
Yeah, pretty
absolutely.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go into shows and things that we've been watching, and then we'll go into our topics.
This is channel control.
Have you guys been watching the Lord of the Rings
I have.
TV
Not yet.
series? Well, let me spoil it all for you. No,
I bet.
well, there's hobbits. No, actually, there is, but there isn't.
They're something foots.
Harfoot, but they're basically like a precursor.
This is the precursor
to
to hobbits, yeah.
Yeah, this
Which
is the
I
second
don't
age.
believe. I don't believe they existed originally in the literature from that time period, but they were like, we need to have something hobbity.
Right.
There is some
Hobbits.
without giving yes. They
pimp each other out all the time.
It's just a bunch of characters that look like Elijah Wood that run around. It's
He got around.
without. I don't really want to spoil too much because there's only 2 episodes out right now, and it's. I think maybe next week we could sit, especially if Kyle ends up watching some of them or whatnot. We can kind of get into them. But I will say, I was sitting there watching this, and I'm been watching the House of the Dragons, and I'm thinking, holy crap, we're living in the most badass time for TV. I mean, I think that pretty much every season lately, but like. It's so cool. Like, we've got these expensive, gargantuan movies that are coming out every week, and there are people that go online and just bitching left and right. And I'm like, do you realize you are getting like 10 movies essentially a week worth of content? It's
pretty
just
much
crazy. But I will say, as someone who is a Tolkien fan, it's very well done. It definitely takes some liberties, but that's fine. I'm totally cool with it. Like, I like not entirely knowing what's going to happen, because watching the Hobbit movies or the Hobbit movie that there probably should have only been two, but we won't get into that. But or the Lord of the Ring movies, like we know what's going to happen. We knew, yeah. So it's kind of cool to get into this and not really know what's going to happen, and it's so far removed from the characters, and there are a few characters that are definitely part of the longer storyline with Lord of the Rings,
right?
That are popping up, but overall we don't know entirely what's going to happen. And I do think it's really funny how this isn't supposed to be a direct tie-in to the movies, but it aesthetically feels like a direct tie-in to the movies.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I mean, I know part of that is like, how would you not anyway? I mean, unless you just decide to make everyone completely different than
it's also
the
set.
designs.
It's also set what, like 140 years into the past?
Oh,
something
farther.
like that. Was it farther?
It's farther back.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
further.
thinking they said it was 140 years at the very
No.
beginning of the first episode.
No, it's way further than that.
It's the Second Age. This is after Morgoth and whatnot. Like Sauron isn't a thing fully yet, or
Not
anything
quite
like
yet,
that.
yeah.
The Rings of Power haven't been made. Like this is way before that.
Yeah.
So
this is. I don't want to say 1,000 years, but this is like
like. I mean, it makes more sense.
Time.
Yeah, it makes more sense that it's going to be a really long time because the main character is really super young in this one.
They're
without giving names away.
There is another show. Oh, the House of the Dragons, I think, is like maybe closer to that time period.
Maybe I'm thinking House of Dragons.
Yeah, I think that's closer to maybe 140 to 200 years or something.
It was 200
like that.
Something years until
it's but it's crazy. Like I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, this is just the money. I know what's his name from Amazon,
Jeff Bezos.
Bezos' son basically went up to him and said, "Don't fuck this up, Dad." Like apparently he's a huge fan of Tolkien, and I'm just thinking, wow, can you imagine your dad being Bezos and it's like, "Hey son, I made you a TV series." Like, and you know what? So far, it doesn't. It's cool. Like it's cool and it's funny. At times, it's dark. It has some very horrific scenes that are just I wasn't expecting, that I think are even darker than the movies.
Right.
Can I interject for 2 seconds here? See, I know you were talking about how you were like, it has the, and see, this is where it goes back to that fucking corn video. And I was I thought you were about to be like, it has the juice.
It does have the juice.
I'm telling you, it's stuck in my fucking head.
But it's I just sit there and just am, I'm loving the fact that again, I don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that I'm the most excited about. It's like I'm really, really looking forward to the what's the new Star Wars series that's coming out next month?
XXX.
Yes. No, what's his name? The prequel to
like Andor,
Rogue
I think,
One.
or something like that.
Yeah, Andor. I'm excited for that series, and it looks really cool. It looks like really dark, really political, really like some Star Wars stuff we haven't really got to see very much of.
Mm-hmm.
And I am excited, but I know where it ends. Like we know exactly where it ends, and it's a pretty depressive ending, but we know where it ends. And so I'm kind of like, that's cool, but like I want to see my Star Wars, I want to see my Lord of the Rings, or my Middle Earth, or I want to see, like I'm ready to see stuff outside of what we've already seen. Even the dragons, it's set far enough back that we have an idea of what's gonna happen, but we're still surprised with the situations that are going on.
I assume you're talking
thing.
the House of Dragons.
House of
at
Dragons,
that point, yeah.
Have you guys watched House of the Dragons then yet?
I have.
Absolutely. Except the most recent episode. I have yet to watch that one.
Okay. Well, damn it. That's what I want to talk about.
I know. It's been a busy weekend.
I will say, Matt Smith's character, oh god, what is his name?
Is it the brother?
Don't remember. Yeah, it's the brother.
Oh gosh, hold on. I'll think of it.
Targaryen. There's a Targaryen.
It's Targaryen. If you're talking about the blonde brother that has the Helms of the Knights.
Yeah.
He does the gold cloaks.
Yeah. Hold on 2 seconds. Keep talking. I'll find it.
But I'm watching all of that, and the fact that the gold cloaks are still a thing now, like in current Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings, but God, now we're gonna mix all that stuff up. In the
got it.
What is it?
Damon,
yes.
Yeah, okay.
He is such he is like the badass Dinklage character for this series, as far as I'm concerned. Like, he is you don't know exactly where he is, like where is his head in all of this,
right.
And he was, and then this episode that just happened. Now I definitely don't want to spoil anything. Is definitely the line that changes, and if you watch the after episode, this is what kind of defines him as a character for the remainder of at least the season, and
okay.
I'm
gonna
really excited.
Here. You talking about Dragonstone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that and the crab dude, whatever yeah.
Oh.
But which, by the way, you've seen at least episode 2. You've seen the crab guy, whatever. I think Crab Man. I'm thinking of My Name Is Earl.
Man. Oh
no, my name is Earl. It had the guy Crab Man. Does he not look like the freaking White Walkers a little bit, like in the face? Like, he kind of, like, the mask and everything kind of looks.
Which,
like,
you said the crab man?
The actual crab man, yeah.
Here's mine gonna be.
He looked to me more like a bandaged person that has, like, leprosy.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the mask and everything.
I didn't see a mask. I saw
he wears the mask. No, okay. when you're watching it, he wears this, like, mask.
Maybe
and he kind of has a look like one of the White Walkers, and I was like, interesting. Like,
yeah, I guess.
I see your thought process. Okay, so this is kind of how this plays out. So I had this conversation with my coworker week 1 of House of Dragons, and she proceeded to say one of her friends posted a theory, and it was like $50, I bet, and she was talking about Daemon Targaryen kind of look like the Night King in a way.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Oh.
And I told her, as of this, that would be incorrect, because within the show A Game of Thrones, they actually showed who the Night King was right before he was created, and he was a normal peasant man that was created during the war between man and the, fairies or elves or whatnot, and the the children of the forest were losing.
Yeah.
So as a last-ditch effort, and by the way, this was thousands of years before this ever takes place.
Well, they talk about the wall, don't they? They do talk about the wall.
He was part of the keep for a little bit.
Yeah, the wall had been there for decades.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the creation of, and I even looked into it too, like it literally in the lore is thousands of years before this was set up.
Yeah.
Before House of Dragon happened. So I it's a great fan theory in terms of some of the people who are new to it or just have forgotten that the Night King was just a normal dude that was created.
Yeah, I completely forgot. I'll admit.
Yeah, it was like episode. I'm trying to remember. This was before Hodor passed away.
Yeah,
spoiler
it was right
alert.
Before. Yeah.
Well, I do love the fact that that he was just the actor that played him was just a stuntman that wasn't supposed to be anything, and I think he's like Eastern European guy, like stuntman that just happened to get thrown into being like, guess what? You're going to be an action figure now.
Yeah, because the flashback was one of the Three-Eye Ravens flashbacks.
Yes, it was a flashback, and it was a guy that he was not a target. There was not like this blonde hair. I don't think he was a Targaryen. He was. But if they decided to. No, that'd be messing with their lore. But
no, they're not going to mess with the lore.
I know they wouldn't.
I am curious though to see where it goes, and like, that's the thing. We don't entirely we have an idea, and they're giving hints throughout the episodes. They're talking about, they like to talk about, I had a premonition, or I had a dream, or all this kind of stuff. So they're giving little hints to, hey, this is going to lead into this. They're definitely laying the seeds, and I'm enjoying that. But at the same time, I am so stoked that I don't know who's going to live or die. I read the books, so I had a good idea up until the last season, what was going to happen, but nobody knew because that last season was pretty much, you either.
No, it was trash for what, us as fans have been waiting for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I mean, even,
if you say
George R.R. Martin didn't like it. He gave them direction to where to go, but he had left to go help write Elden Ring at this time.
Right.
So he didn't get to oversee the full blown, because I believe he wanted 2 more additional seasons. Like I was saying, they should have done. They should have done 1 full blown season for the White Walkers. Would have been great, just because hey, you have what you've been wanting, and then the last one should have been the War for Westeros.
Yeah,
and it would have been. I'm not going to say perfect, but probably better than what we got.
And Snow's getting his own series, though, right? Isn't that still happening?
If he is, I don't know. I know that at one point they talked about another series, and then it got canceled or something.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, and this is going to be into what we're going to talk about in just a minute. Is we still have no idea what the fuck is going on over at Warner, so there's no telling what's going on and what's not. We do know that second season of House of the Dragons got picked up, but beyond that, we have no clue.
And Harley Quinn season 4.
Harley Quinn season 4. That's the only 2 things that we know that didn't get picked up.
Yeah.
So
they're money makers.
What I want to go. Well, that's the thing is. One of the things we're going to get into in just a second. Is something that is very big a moneymaker for Warner, and they might be getting rid of it. So, we'll talk about that in just a second. But I wanted to talk about one more show before we move on to that subject, if that's okay with you guys. It was a shocker of a show that just kind of came out of nowhere for me. And I know Mike, you said you were watching.
I've seen the first episode, yeah.
So there's a new series that just came out over here on the States with a network called Freevee. There's actually quite a few shows that are popping up on this network and that are decently, I wouldn't say they're expensive shows, but they've got some great pedigree associated with them. This show it stars like Martha Plimpton, a lot of the people that did My Name is Earl and whatnot. I know the main creator from Earl and a few other shows. Greg Garcia did it. It fits entirely, though, in that kind of world. Like that kind of trashy but lovable
right.
world. But what happens, the main premise is it's a bunch of cons that get thrown out of prison at the beginning of the pandemic and end up living together in a pod and decide to start committing crimes together.
Yeah.
It's a very simplistic way of putting the story, but it's very it's a really funny show. Like, I don't know where it is over the UK, but I would 100%, if you like Earl and the rest of the shows that the creator showrunner did, that I would 100% try to seek it out and find it and watch it.
It's called
really Sprung.
Thank you.
Oh, I was going to say,
never said it
man.
yet.
Oh, sorry, Sprung.
Yeah, Sprung. Yeah.
I was going to say the new Captain Planet sounds wild.
Yeah, Captain Planet. We brought it up last episode, so Mike got the tagline wrong, and so anyway, Sprung. Would definitely go seek it out.
It's on Amazon Prime if you have that.
It's on Amazon Prime?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's a freebie show. That's why
it's a freebie show, but Prime has it as a free option to watch it.
Okay, so it's one of their networks that you can go through, at least here in the States.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I saw
cool. But I found it off the Roku. It popped up. The actual network, the freebie network, popped up, and that's why I picked it up. So, and it's free, at least over here. So,
speaking of Roku, I need to set my computer up to watch some stuff on that.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
I'll set a reminder for you, Mike.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, I would like to transition into our last subjects we're going to talk about. One of which is Warner Brothers. We've talked about it the last 3 episodes.
3 seasons.
Almost feels like seasons at this point. Oh dear Lord, I have no idea what the hell's going on over there. But I did point out, and I wanted to get this out into the public, just to get this theory out there, because if I'm right, I'm gonna look like a damn god, and if I'm wrong, then I'll just look like every other internet troll. So I noticed, if you go on my TikTok, I posted a almost 5-minute video of videos that left at the beginning of last month that left HBO Max. The videos to me that were the biggest shocker were the Harry Potter movies.
Mm-hmm.
If Harry Potter has made Warner Brothers almost $7 billion, the franchise itself has made them almost $7 billion with a B. For these staples of Warner to just disappear off of their main platform was odd. But I was like, okay, that's they're gonna rent it out because they need the money, because obviously we've pretty much proven they didn't have the money they had enough money to buy HBO and Warner, but they didn't really have enough money to keep the lights on. And so that's why they're getting rid of everything, including, Batgirl and all that. By the way, Brendan Fraser, who played Firefly, the bad guy, and the Batgirl movie, he just got a standing ovation, and I can't remember what film festival it was. He has a movie that they showed the very first.
So White Whale or something like that?
It's called The Whale.
The Whale.
Yeah. He plays like a 600-pound shut-in, and it sounds amazing. I mean, it sounds really, really good. And then I've noticed he's actually, other than just on a couple of shows he's popped on here and there, and he does the robot's voice for oh god, what's the DC show?
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. He's been doing movies and shows on top of it too, and so he's slowly been having a little bit of a comeback. But it's sad to see. We might have gotten a really cool character. Who knows? We'll never know. Probably. I still think we'll end up seeing Batgirl, even if it's absolutely horrible. We'll end up seeing that somewhere at some point. There's no way $80 million gets spent on something and you don't see it in some capacity. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Look it up. Eventually the trailer will pop up everywhere for that movie. But anyway, so Harry Potter disappeared from the website, and all of a sudden it popped up, all the Harry Potter movies over here in the United States on the Peacock app, which is owned by NBC, which is owned by Universal. Universal owns the theme park rides that all of the Harry Potter theme park stuff is associated with. NBC Universal just had a investor meeting where they mentioned the fact that they wanted to. It's something that I'm hearing all over the place. Is I want to be more like Disney. Like I keep hearing that. Even Discovery Warner is saying we wish we were more like Disney. It's like, of course, everybody wants to be like that, but not everyone's going to. But anyway, Universal has basically said they want to really focus more on their digital structure, like their Peacock and their they want to focusing on their Peacock and their theme parks, which is the Universal theme parks. It would make really big sense if you have a company. I mean, if you have a property like, I don't know, Harry Potter, it would be rough to lose. But if I lost Harry Potter over, let's say, 50 other franchises, and I could just lose one who, let's face it, might be at the end of its rope. Like, we might not. I mean, it's diminishing returns for the Beast movies, and what exactly? We're probably not going to make another $7 billion for Harry Potter movies. It would be in their best interest to sell Harry Potter to Universal, and that way Universal gets to buy it at a cheaper price probably than they would normally, and they don't have to worry about the whole rebargaining every 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is,
right,
to the rights to the rides and to anything else, and they would own all the merchandising and all that stuff. The only other person that owns anything to do with it is still Rowling. She owns a percentage still of all Harry Potter stuff. So I forgot. I think I sent y'all where she makes like $200 a minute or something like that. It's something crazy where she makes like $200 a minute still on Harry Potter merchandise. So
but everyone still hates her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
So, but at the same time, who knows? Maybe she would be willing to just be like, I'm done with it at this point too. So who knows? Anyway, that's my theory, is that Warner, in an effort not to sell all the other franchises, that they'll just turn around and sell Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah.
I mean, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. But unfortunately,
the culling has happened already.
Discovery Warner doesn't make any damn sense right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would like to think the reason that they got rid of certain things was a quality control thing, but it doesn't sound like that is the case. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out there. Thought it was an interesting topic. Would like to hear what listeners think. in all of our socials and let us know what games you're playing, what shows you're playing, and what shows you're watching. Sorry, and all that kind of jazz.
Or playing. I mean,
Or
hey,
playing,
you
I
can
guess.
live
I guess it's still it is in your system too. So
Role playing is a thing.
True.
it is in our house. But anyway, I wanted to thank Kyle for coming back and being on the show again. I hope we get to see you more. Are you going to be back? Okay.
Absolutely.
And then you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we end this episode?
I mean, only big thing is, like I mentioned to Mike beforehand, just my idea. Of course, I know we've discussed it too, is our upcoming Octoberthon of streaming.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then the big horror baddie month of the year, and I am a fan of horror. That's what my goal is to definitely play the living mess out of them. Leading into the back end of October, and playing Gotham Knights.
No,
yeah,
cool.
Absolutely. I wanted to with you guys and with our listeners. I really want to maybe also plan some movies and watch parties and discussions and streaming. Yeah, absolutely. October is without a doubt one of my favorite months for gaming and for movies. I am a huge fan of all that stuff. And then it goes straight into the best month ever, November, which is, my birthday month. I mean, Mike's got a birthday that month too. But,
true.
I mean,
and it's
no nipple
yours.
November.
Yeah, but yours is the beginning of the month. Mine's the rest of the month. So I mean,
it's true. You get the whole other half of it, yeah.
And then we get through the holidays. So absolutely, we have a lot in store for the next few months. So would definitely love to. We'll get a plan out there of stuff to stream. I know we'll be doing some Resident Evil. And
I still need
other
those games.
We definitely need to play try to find some new things too. We'll reach out to some.
Well, I have an idea. Like, one of my ideas was a punishing one. Mike already has the game. Well, it's if you could run it. Well,
which one?
Maybe I could get you over. It would be like Phasma or anything like that. I have an idea of, like, I would play it on. I'm going to have Lizzie assist me, because every time I die, I'm going to have her hit me with a pillow or something right upside the... Because that game doesn't scare me or anything like that anymore. But boy, do I need some kind of incentive to just go balls to the wall.
No. Without giving something away, remember, I had an idea for a show, a YouTube show, that would definitely
Mike and nipple clamps. Fuck, I almost fucked that up.
Yes, something like nipple clamps.
I did it.
Yeah,
I fucked you
up. Anyway,
too.
But definitely we will talk about this, and I would love to have our listeners chime in, because you guys have been very plentiful lately, and so I'm very, very excited to, freaking hear from you. So please, please talk to us on some of our socials, on our TikTok, on our Twitters, on our whatever you want to reach out to, because we are eager and ready to listen. So,
and those socials would be.
Our social would be at Silverhawks for Mike everywhere, pretty much.
No vowels.
No vowels. Yes, I think we've established that by now. And then mine's Fathergamer everywhere except for Twitter, which is the real Eric Gibbs because of the stupid hack. And then Kyle's is you put your head out the window and just yell really loud.
That's true. Toss me a monster and I'll come running.
Or you can go onto his Twitch and take a look, and that's the greasy McNugget. What was the name?
Honestly, that's incredible. I really like that name, but no, no. Just like my Twitter, like Mike said earlier, it's at Waffle Daddy 25.
At Waffle Daddy 25.
Yeah.
So
Let me make sure that's my Twitch handle too.
yeah, we definitely need to
I
send you
think it is, yes.
some syrup.
I think Waffle Daddy 25 is that, and then I think
So-
it's the same for TikTok.
So
I'm trying to
everybody,
keep it consistent.
please
As of late,
reach
yeah.
out to us. We would love to hear from you, and thank you for listening. It's always a pleasure to do this every week, and we've actually managed to pretty much do it every week, except for Mike's stupid COVID thing. And so, thank you for listening. Go out there, make the world a better place, and achieve some greatness. Thank you so much.